Hi, I'm Katie Couric, and welcome to Eye to Eye. The same waters that give surfers a rush of adrenaline may also have a calming effect on children with autism. Sandra Hughes spoke to one champion surfer who's reaching these kids by teaching them to ride the waves.
The first time I ever surfed was right here, right on this beach in 1969, and I can't tell you how many hundreds of thousands of waves I've ridden. So surfing is more than just a sport to me. I mean, it goes beyond lifestyle. It goes beyond talking about how the grassroots and being the original whatever surfboard maker, professional surfer. Our whole family just it's all I have is surfing. I don't have an education, and surfing has been my job. It has been my life, and it's been therapy for my son.
Let's talk about your kids. You have your daughter is older than Isaiah, right?
Right. She's our firstborn.
So she was your firstborn.
Israela.
And then
we had Isaiah. Real close together.
Everything seemed fine with him for a couple of years?
I think a little under a couple of years. And for me, I go way back to, I thought everything was fine with him for a long time. That, I guess they call that denial. Mm-hmm. And my wife knew right away something was wrong with him.
When did you realize the connection that you could have with him in the water?
That just all came about, one day. It all came about with Isaiah, at the beach. I'm still a professional surfer. Danielle's looking out after him. I'm trying to get ready for my heat, and I see her struggling with him, and he's, acting just like a child that's out of control. I wanted just to get him under the water and splash around for a little bit, and it definitely helped with his behavior. He was just a little calmer afterwards, and I could do something with him that I never thought I could. I could go surf with my boy, who was supposed to be, a champion surfer like his dad, but it didn't matter. We were out there in the water, and he took to it right away. And then he would ride on my surfboard with me, and we bought a used tandem board for two people, mm-hmm. and he'd get on the front, and at that time he's probably 3 years old when he was surfing with me every day, and we'd go way the hell out in the water. Big day, small day, didn't matter. And would ride waves all the way in and rip it up and hit the lip and glide and cut back, and I'd hold him up, and he just loved it. Well, while we were riding that wave, he was normal.
What do you attribute that to? I know you've got this joy of surfing, and that feeling, that magical feeling, and there's really no medical data that says there's anything magical about surfing, but what is it?
It just works. It just works, and I've seen proof of it with Isaiah. Just being in the water. The surfing and riding the big surfboards and the waves. That's just our little fun spin to autism and the beach. But I think it's just being in the water, that therapeutic, being submersed in the water, and sensory disability when you sniff it and you taste it and you hear it. Kind of you cram all that kind of activity into one experience, and I think it works with something that is very difficult at times. All I know is I'm a surfer, and I've got my boy, and he was a little better in the water. He felt calmer and was had less fits, and it's no cure. End of the day, we're going to take our children home and have to deal with what we have to deal with every day.
When you were on the board with your son, was he able to communicate to you what that felt like for him, or could you just tell?
In Isaiah's case, and with his autism, he doesn't have that much language, so it's he speaks beyond words. He definitely senses you, and he's got a vibe about him. Like, he even picks up when you're like, I'm in a bad mood, and he comes over to you, and he's got this kind of sensory aura. He's like Buddha. He looks like Buddha. But he just was happy. I could see him, giggling on the wave as we rode in. He just looks like he's happy in the water.
And you could tell there was a calmness.
Absolute calm, and physical, and muscular, and you can just feel his body just relaxing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The kids that you do the camp with, you know, what do you tell the parents when they come here? I know you said this isn't a cure, but, you know, what do you tell them about, you know, spending the day in the water surfing? What does it give the kids?
I get a lot of parents. This isn't dangerous, is it? Hell yeah, it's dangerous. Why can't your son? Why can't, you know, our kids, you know, do something dangerous? This is extreme special ed, for goodness sake. Depending on the waves. Today's small, but yeah, we would just like to allow us the honor to take their boys and girls surfing, you know, without any charge, no hidden agenda, no political platform, and should go out and we're going to ride some waves and do something cool and do something that I think they can do, which their parents don't believe it either until they see them riding waves, and then it just turns into such a magical, emotional, you know, physical day. I'm just so exhausted, but I'm just, my heart is giant, you know, and that's the way, you know, I like feeling.